Here, the role of blood in transport. Our knowledge of blood and its constituents. Constituents means what? The mixture which is together but we cannot separate that. It is called as a constituents. Is nearly 400 years old. After the discovery of cells, an observation of blood showed that it was not just a watery fluid but it contained several types of cells as well. Blood was thus said to be composed of two major components. So blood has two components. One is a fluid part that was called as a plasma, and certain structures found in the plasma that were called as a blood cells. Plasma means like in the animal cell and plant cell we have the cytoplasm, so like that. So in the plasma, in the fluid, in our body one fluid is present. Okay, that is called as a plasma. In the plasma only the blood vessels, white platelets and all these are present. Okay, so this is called as a, okay, understand? So these are the two parts are present, and here we can see different kinds of blood. Okay, so in the plasma what are the things are present? Red blood cells, white blood cells. Okay, where is that? Red blood cells and the white blood cells. Sorry. Here, blood cells has the red blood cells, white blood cells and platelets. So these are three are present. Underline red blood cells, white blood cells and the platelets. Okay. Then here, the red blood cells were found to be non-nucleated disc shaped structure having an iron rich non-nucleated disc shape. It has the disc shape. Disc don't have the nucleus, that means CD disc. CD, you know, the round shape, so that is called as a disc. Disc don't have the what is that nucleus. That's why we say it has the shape of the non-nucleated disc. Okay, so it is in the round shape and it is in red color. Why it is in red color means it has the iron rich protein compound called as hemoglobin. Hemoglobin means what? In the blood cells we have the iron rich protein. So iron is the rich protein. Because of this iron only, this iron rich protein is called as a hemoglobin. Because of this hemoglobin of iron rich protein only our blood is in red color. This is the pigment that rendered the cells red. Yes. So what is the pigment present in the blood cells means what? The present in the hemoglobin is the pigment. What is that hemoglobin pigment? Iron protein. Okay. So oxygen binds with the iron of hemoglobin and nearly 97% of oxygen in our body is carried in this way. So oxygen is carried to all parts of the body through the blood. Oxygen flows from the blood to cells where its concentration is less, and carbon dioxide reaches blood from these cells. The white blood cells lack color and are of different shapes and sizes. Okay, oxygen blood work is to carry the oxygen to all parts of the body. Now we are studying about the white blood cells. They are in different shapes, okay, and they are in which color? White in color. And our body is protected from several infections and diseases due to what? Due to the white blood cells. Okay, now you see different things. This is the red blood cells, platelets and white blood cells. So many shapes are there. Okay, white blood cells will be saving the body from the infections and from the sicknesses. Okay, so the next one is that we study about the platelets. Okay, so whenever we get the cut, when we get some cuts in the body on the skin, sometimes we fall and we get the wounds in the body, some cuts, or with the knife or blade we cut our body unknowingly without knowing. That time all blood is not coming outside from the whole body. All the blood whatever we have in the, is it coming outside? No, it is not coming outside. So which is saving? Platelets are saving. It will be, when we have the cut, immediately some blood will go. After that immediately it will clot. It will be clotting the blood means it will make the liquid blood into the solid blood, so that blood will not come outside. That is the platelets. There are several other substances in blood that have different functions. For example, Group of substance circulating in blood dissolves unnecessary clots. And there are also some things are there in the blood cells. What they do, unnecessarily sometimes we get the clots in the blood. Clots means like solid, liquid blood will become into solid blood. If the blood is clotted in the body somewhere, we get severe pain and it is very dangerous to health, especially when we get the blood clot in the head. Okay, so and then next one, glucose, calcium, potassium, hormones, enzymes, urea, salt. If you want to know how much glucose is present and any infection is there, to know, they can, in the blood they can check different tests. Salt test, urea test, because of high salt what we get, BP, blood pressure, na? So urea, we get the urine infections. And enzymes, hormones problems are there, mean there are different problems are there related to growth of the reproductive organs. So calcium test, which is good for the bones, and potassium, glucose. So all this, if there is any problem in the body, when they do the blood test, they can find out. Okay, so through the blood they can do glucose test, calcium test, potassium test, hormones, enzymes, urea, and salt test they can do. Okay, so the level of several components of blood are indicators of our health and can be tested. That means all these are the indicators to check our health condition. Okay, so next one, do you know, now we are going to study about the lymphatic system. So do you know, you may have heard about cholesterol, a type of fat. Accumulation of this in the arteries of heart. In the arteries, when it is the fat is there, okay, can cause a heart attack because it will be blocking the blood circulation when the fat is there in the arteries. Particular amount of that is essential for the lubrication between the cells, especially in our gut. Gut means digestive system. Okay, so the absorption and use of certain vitamins also be facilitated by cholesterol. Thus, a certain amount of it is not harmful but rather very useful for our body. Fat is good for the body, some amount, but more fat means it is not good for the health. Okay, it will be, that is why fat items, more oil we should not take. Then the role of lymphatic system in the transport. What is the lymphatic system? Lymphatic system is mainly a large and complex system of vessels, several nodes that are tissue aggregates and certain organs. So lymphatic system means what? A large and complex system of vessels. Vessels means not the dishes. They can say like white blood cells, like that, na? So vessels. And several nodes. Nodes means like some nodes are there to the vessels. And so it is believed that the pressure in blood vessels cause some plasma to, when there is a pressure means force, when there is more force on the blood cells, so from the some of the plasma is removed, it comes outside, it will be losing. Okay, comes outside of the blood, some plasma, so out of the blood vessels. This combines with the intracellular fluid. This is lymph which is collected into vessels. So the how the lymphatic system is formed we are studying now. When there is a pressure in the blood vessels, some plasma comes outside. This plasma will be, what is that? This plasma will be mixing with the intracellular fluid, means in the cells fluid is there. Intracellular, in the inside of the cells, it will be mixing with the fluid, and there it makes the, it is called as a lymph, which is collected into vessels like the capillaries and veins that help to return the drain out fluid into veins. The flow of lymph is maintained by peristalsis and valves in the walls of lymph vessels. Okay, so lymph contains some proteins, fats, glucose, salts, etc. and cells called as the lymphocytes, which are specialized white blood cells. So lymphocytes means what? White blood cells. These white blood cells, how they are forming? When there is a pressure in the red blood cells, some plasma is drained outside. That plasma will be collected in the mixing with the fluid which is present in the inside the cells, and then it will make the lymph. Okay, so the lymphs are carried out in the walls of the veins and like that. So then it is the lymphocytes means white blood cells. It is protection from the infections, removal of toxic poisonous substances, repair of tissues. It will repair the tissues are some common functions of this system. So lymph system works are what? Underline this point. These are the lymph system works. Fats are mainly transported through lymph vessels. Lymph does not carry gases which are transported by blood. Lymph carry only transported through lymph vessels. Okay, fats are mainly carried through what? Through the lymph vessels. And lymph does not carry any gases like blood vessels. Blood vessels are carrying which gases? Oxygen and carbon dioxide gases. And lymph vessels are carrying what? Fat. And what is the work of the lymph vessels? All these things. And how the lymph is formed? When the plasma is drained out of the blood vessel, this is mixed with the fluid in the cells and it make the lymph. Thank you, students.